Good morning and welcome to Seattle Unity. If you would like to, stand if you are able and get a bit of this morning sludge out, and we're going to sing God is So Good. I woke up this morning singing
God is so good.
Ooh, I woke up this morning singing
God is so good.
Yeah, I woke up this morning singing
God is so good.
Oh,
My God is so good to me.
I'm feeling good and feeling love now.
God is so good.
Oh, I'm feeling good and feeling love now.
God is so good.
Yeah, feeling good and feeling love. Yeah,
God is so good.
Oh, my God is so good to me. I like to play with my accents, darling.
God is so good.
Oh, there's so many ways to say I love you.
God is so good.
Live long and prosper, I love y'all now.
God is so good.
Oh, my God is so good to me.
Every day, ready? Every day and every way. God is so good.
Yeah.
Every day and every way. God is so good.
Yeah.
Every day and every way. God is so good. My God is so good to me. I woke up again.
I woke up this morning singing.
God is so good.
Ooh,
I woke up this morning singing. God is so good.
Ooh, I woke up this morning singing.
God is so good.
Oh,
My God is so good to me. Let us pray.
And so we take a moment to turn our attention within as we know the truth of our opening statement. There is but one presence and one power in my life and in the universe, God the good, omnipotence.
peace and blessings to you all now.
God is so good.
Ooh, peace and blessings to you all now.
God is so good.
Oh, peace and blessings to you all now.
God is so good.
My God is so good to me.
Everybody, I woke up.
I woke up this morning singing.
God is so good.
I woke up this morning singing.
God is so good.
I woke up this morning singing.
God is so good.
My God is so.
What? Wait.
My God is so. My God is so good.
Throw up your hands and testify if you so desire.
To me. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, sister.
Yes, thank you. Amen.
Good morning.
Good morning.
The sun is out and it feels like spring finally, doesn't it? It's like, yay. So welcome to Seattle Unity, both in the room and at home. Thank you for joining us this morning. We do have our vision statement today, so I invite you to check out the screen and join me as we affirm that we are an accessible and inclusive spiritual sanctuary for all ages and stages of life. We offer spiritual practices and a community that honors diversity and encourages self-empowerment. We co-create a world that works for all. Can I get an amen? All right. So just a couple of announcements. One is the lookbook is available. You can check it out through a blog on the website. And if you would like a hard copy, they are over there for those in the room, and they're $10. And it's just wonderful to see our faces once again. And thank you, Cindy McComish, for the project. I also want to let you know that Mariella Roberts' memorial service is at 2 p.m. and it's at Edmonds Park. So for those of you who are looking to attend that, Cindy, what? So if anybody needs a ride, Cindy would be happy to carpool with you. All right. So that said, it's branching out today. Let's all branch out, say hello, meet somebody new, and at home, we'll see the announcements.
Wow, we are chatty today. I thought the sun would be out and nobody would be at church. But not only are there people at church, but we are so noisy this morning. I love this. All right. We're going to do another song. And even if you're not somebody who sings along, you probably are, though. You probably know this tune. But I encourage you to use these sing-alongs for the physicality. So you're going to be moving back and forth, swaying, or doing a little step touch. And this is, it's the easy stuff. Everybody from every generation knows this song. I'm pretty sure children in America are born knowing this song. Little babies in preschool going around going, lean on me. Probably. And it's got solo verses. And today I want Inez to start us off with a solo verse because Inez almost never does a solo. For those of you who are new or don't know, there's no audition to come up here. I want every type of congregant to come sing. And so you get a lot of people up here who don't think that they can sing, and I'm like, I bet you can. Just give it a shot. So I don't care if she's singing or not singing. I know what I need from you, which is like the warm eyes that like every one of you gets up here, and when you get your solo, you'll be like, oh, wow, this is scary. So you do the thing. You do the supportive thing, that community thing, and let Inez feel it. Ready?
Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we arise, we know that there's always tomorrow.
Yeah, lean on me. Woo! When you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean. I'm gonna do another one. If there is a load you have to bear that you can't carry, well, I'm right up the road and I'll share your load. Well, if you just call me, lean on me, yeah, when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Just call, you just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Lean on me, yeah. When you're not strong, I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Okay, Inez, I just spilled my coffee because I was leaning. Inez is going to help us with a paper towel. While that's happening, I will invite you to get comfortable in your seats. We're going to have a contemplative reading in a minute. Thank you so much. God bless. Yay, thank you. And then that'll move us into a meditative space. So right now is a fine time to get yourself comfortable in your chair. Part of that meditation will include 3 minutes silence. Thank you very much. And Colleen Hart, would you please come forward with our reading?
Good morning. I have 2 readings today. The first one is called Trees by Saja. It's funny, life can connect the world and everything in it together, just like the branches on the trees. They can be your family roots, growing tall or falling down, spreading and flourishing with green leaves or falling with brown leaves. They can be your good days, growing green or hanging low, needing love and care. Yes, it's a funny thing, how this one tree can show your emotions and thoughts just through its branches and looks. Your power, your strength, your weaknesses. Don't doubt Mother Nature. She's wiser than you think. A tree isn't just a tree. It's a story about you and me. Now we have the daily word from May 14th, 2022. The love of God expresses through my generous heart. Having a generous nature colors the world with happiness. Instead of looking around and seeing nothing more than unmet needs, I see opportunities to share of myself through gifts and acts of service. I see myself as a conduit of an abundant universe. My gifts come through me and from me. The nature of love is to give. God is love, and I am that love in expression. Whatever I choose to share, be it my time, talent, or treasure, my generosity blesses me and others through the sacred act of giving.
This is a chant that you probably haven't heard before, but Karen Lindvig remembered this from her past. It's based on a piece of scripture from John. And the lyric is, I am the vine, and you are the branches, and you will bear much fruit. I am the vine, and you are the branches. I am the vine, and you are the branches. I am the vine, and you are the branches. I am the vine, and you are the branches. And you will bear much fruit. And you will bear much fruit. And you am the vine and you are the branches. And you will bear much fruit. 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 I am the vine and you are the branches.
I am the vine and you are the branches.
I am the vine and you are the branches.
I am the vine and you are the branches.
And you will bear much fruit. And you will bear much fruit. And you will bear much fruit. And you will bear much fruit.
Have you ever felt like nobody was there? Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere? Have you ever felt like you could disappear? Like you could fall and no one would hear? Well, let that lonely feeling wash away. Maybe there's a reason to believe you'll be okay. 'Cause when you don't feel strong enough to stand, you can reach out your hand. And oh, someone will come running, and I know they'll take you home. Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, and when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you'll reach up and you'll rise again. Lift your head and look around. You will be found. You will be found. You will be found. You will be found. There's a place where you don't have to feel unknown. And every time that you call out, you're a little less alone. If you only say the word, from across the silence, your voice is heard. And oh, someone will come running, and I know they'll take you home. Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, and when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you'll reach up and you'll rise again. Lift your head and look around. You will be found. You will be found. You will be found. You will be found. Out of the shadows, the morning is breaking, and all is new. All is new. It's filling up the empty. And suddenly I see that all is new. All is new. You are not alone. 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 Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, and when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you'll reach up and you'll rise again. Lift your head and look around. You will be found. You will be found. You will be found. You will be found. You will be found.
Thank you. Let's give him another round of applause. So far in our series this year, The Tree of Life, we have covered the roots and the mycelium, and last month we looked at the trunk for strength, for support. So this month, in our Tree of Life, we're branching out. We're looking at the branches. Just hold your fingers out there for a minute. Just all the different ways that you can branch out in the world, right? So the branches of a tree provide structural support, and they carry water for leaves, flowers, and fruit. And they are essential for the tree to grow and blossom. So when we look at this as a metaphor for life, we need to ask ourselves the question, which is, what is essential for me to grow? And how can I branch out in life? So there are 3 ways that we can branch out. One is through learning, exploring, and going on new adventures. The second is through reaching out to others, to our loved ones, to our community. And the third is through our connection with the divine, our connection with a higher power, our connection with spirit. So the first one, branching out through learning, exploring, and trying new things. I want to quote Eleanor Roosevelt, who said that the purpose of life is to live it, to taste experience to the utmost, to reach out eagerly and without fear for newer and richer experiences. Sounds like fun, right? So we're here to expand and explore as long as we are on the planet. We're here on a journey, and we're here to learn. So this can look like going back to school or traveling or maybe picking up a new hobby or picking up an old hobby. So my question to you is there something that you've been wanting to learn? Is there something that you've been wanting to study and that you've been putting it off? I mean, maybe it's reading a book that you've had on the shelf. You ever do that? I do a lot. I have a lot of books on my shelf that I haven't read yet. Or maybe it's a new recipe that you would like to try. So there's so many different ways that we can branch out with our minds, right? And as a spiritual community, we've been branching out with our new building. So we really branched out into a new world. So I invite you to let the branches of your mind stretch and discover something new. So the second way that we branch out is to touch the ones you love and to connect with your community. And the truth is, the more that we reach out and connect with others, the deeper our roots. So when we connect deeply, we become grounded and we become supported. And this is especially important when we meet with challenges in life, when we have problems, because that's when we need those roots, right? That's when we need that strength. So who are your long-term friends? You know, one of the cool things about long-term friends is they don't see you at the age that you are now. They see you at the age that they met you. So it's probably why I have a lot of friends that I know from when I was 16. And so think about those friends, those long-term friendships that you have in your life. Who are they? And when is the last time you connected with them? And maybe you need to reach out. I mean, that's one of the great things about Facebook is that, you know, it allows us to at least find people and to at least connect maybe on a superficial level, but it gives us an opportunity to go a little deeper if we would like. So what about, so long-term friends are important, and we need to continue to reach out to them to continue to build our roots, but what about meeting new people? So I have a friend in Chicago. I used to babysit for her when she was little. The only thing is I'm really only 5 years old to develop over work. And so this is how we connect, this is how we blossom, is by reaching out, branching out. So a small group of us have been, what is the advantage to this? And she said, there is none, I'm sorry. She goes, we're really disorganized since COVID, and we're trying to get our acts back together, but by the pass, don't do this. So anyway, everybody's invited. But a small group of us have been going pretty much every week. And if we're lucky, maybe we'll see one animal. And it's because the thing is, it's not about seeing the animals. Plus, they've made their breakfast later, I think, also because of COVID. So they used to eat really early. Now they don't eat till 10 or 10:30. So anyway, if we're lucky, we get to see one great animal. But it isn't the sightings of the animals that's what's become important. It's just about walking around and hanging out. It's just visiting and talking and having coffee and just being together. And it doesn't matter if we're talking about solar panels or gardening, but I can feel the threads that are starting to connect us, because it's just a very relaxed way of just, being together. So with every conversation that you have with others, you build the structural support that you need to build the fruits of friendship. Christopher Reeves said, by reaching out, more comes back than you can possibly imagine. And it doesn't happen. Friendships don't happen overnight, do they? Branches on a tree grow slowly. And so we also need time to develop relationships. And so there's a great sense of belonging that comes when you connect with community. So imagine what a tree would be like if it never grew its branches. It would be stunted. It would be unable to produce leaves and flowers. Imagine what your life would be like if you never branched out in any way. If we never learned anything new, if we never tried anything new, we would become dull and without imagination. So I knew a guy who he had a beagle, and he named his beagle Herman. Now Herman lived a nice long life, and Herman died. And then he went and got another beagle, and he named him Herman. This is true. And Herman lived a nice long life, and when Herman died, he got another beagle, and he named him Herman. And I asked my friend, I said, why does he always do that? She says, he doesn't want to have to remember a new dog's name. So, but the truth is, this sort of illustrated what his life was like, right? He didn't do anything. He didn't hang out with anybody. He just sort of sat on his front porch with Herman. So an extreme example of getting stuck and never branching out is a character named Miss Havisham in Charles Dickens's Great Expectations. I don't know how many of you remember her, but she was stood up at the altar, and so she never removed her wedding dress. And she was still just wearing one wedding shoe, because that's the shoe she was wearing when she got the message that the groom wasn't coming. She left the wedding breakfast out. She left the cake uneaten on the table. And she only allowed a few people to see her, and she never left her decaying mansion. She also had all the clocks stopped in her mansion at the time she was supposed to be married. Now, if she were a tree branch, she would be stunted and never grow. And it's an extreme example. So whenever you think I don't need to branch out, think of Miss Havisham. That's the extreme end of it. So finally, we branch out through our connection to God, to the universe, to the Spirit, to the cosmos. In John 15, Jesus said, I am the vine, and it's I am, capital I am the vine. You are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing. So again, we're talking about that spirit, that presence, that I am the vine. And we are the outpicturing of that. We are the manifestation of that. Masahisa Goi said, although your physical body was created, you are the one who makes this body function. You are the divine life known as God. And I call it a life branching out from God. Charles Fillmore, co-founder of Unity. The I am within us is the vine, and our faculties are the branches. And the perfect body is the fruit. The life current, as it comes from the universal source, is combined in vine, branches, and fruit, and it is on this free-flowing inner force that we fix our attention when we demonstrate the power of spirit. So we have our ways of connecting that are not superficial, but they're more human. And then we have the essential connecting, which is the connecting with the source, and that we are the outpicturing of that. And the truth is, the world needs this teaching right now. Because I think if more people knew the truth of our true nature, then perhaps we wouldn't have as many shootings as we've had lately, especially like the one in Buffalo. Jesus said, apart from me, you can do nothing. And again, he's not referring to him. He is referring to the Christ. He is referring to the I am. Apart from the I am, apart from God, apart from the source, you can do nothing. And this is not to say that we're puppets, that we're like, okay, I'm connected here. Now just, channel through me. It means that when we lose our connection with God, when we lose our connection with source, with a higher power, then life has little meaning. And when life has little meaning and we lose our connection with God, we lose our connection with each other. And why not shoot somebody, right? That's the logic that seems to follow this disconnection that's happening more and more. We see it every single day. I am the vine, and you are the branches. We are that source. And each one of us has to claim it. Each one of us has to live it. Each one of us has to demonstrate it in order to begin to change the world and how it is. So how do we branch out? How do we branch out to spirit? We do it through spiritual practices like prayer and meditation, or silence and solitude, or being in nature. But find out what brings you a sense of connection with the cosmos, and do that. Because I also believe that as we are each the vine and the branches, that it is contagious. It's not a good word these days, but it spreads. That's not a good word either. It's catching. No, never mind. All right. Find what feeds you, and what feeds your spirit, and what feeds your soul, because it doesn't feed just you. It feeds us all. So again, there's 3 ways that we can branch out. We can do it through learning and exploring. We can do it through connecting with one another, and mostly we can do it with connecting with spirit. The branches are essential for the tree to grow and blossom, because the branches provide the water to the leaves and the flowers. And so these branches that are us grow and blossom when we provide them with these ways that we branch out. We began our meditation with the I am the vine and you are the branches, and I feel like I want to close with that to kind of anchor it in. So just open yourself to knowing the source. And join with me if you like. I am the vine and you are the branches. I am the vine and you are the branches. And you will bear much fruit, and you will bear much fruit. I am the vine and you are the branches. I am the vine and you are the branches. And you will bear much fruit, and you will bear much fruit. And so we do affirm this in the name and through the power of the living Spirit of truth, and it is so. Amen.
I won't pretend that we can control the night or what kind of road we're on or where we will see the light. But right now I'm talking to you. I'm looking into your eyes. And right now I'm trying to show you that we're gonna be alright. Oh, I don't know what's around the bend. All I know is that my love, it knows no end. All these pieces, they fall in line because I'm forever on your side. Take my hand when we can't see the light, 'cause I'm forever on your side. I will carry you every time because I'm forever on your side. They'll beat you up, but don't let them keep you down, 'cause you're always tough enough, and I'll always be around. Oh, I don't know what's around the bend. All I know is that my love, it knows no end. All these pieces, they fall in line because I'm forever on your side. Take my hand when you can't see the light, because I'm forever on your side. I will carry you every time, 'cause I'm forever on your side. Ooh, yeah. I'm forever on your side. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Oh, I'm forever on your side.
Tyler Rogers. Special guest today, Tyler.
All right, so we come to that time in our service where we share our tithes and love offerings. So if you're giving by check or cash, there's a box over there on the table, and you can give through the website. Text to give is the easiest, 206-350-8448. However you give, know that we are grateful for your generosity. I give willingly, joyfully, and lovingly, knowing that God is the constant source of my supply. I give with graciousness and receive with gratitude. And so we do dedicate and consecrate these gifts to the will, the work, and the way of the living Spirit of truth. And so now I invite you to turn your attention within as we bless those who have requested prayer, either online or in the room. So I invite you to move to your heart. I invite you to move to your third eye, if that works for you. And so we focus on the light that dwells within each one of us, knowing that that light goes forth to bless Helen and Sam, Jenny and Bert. We hold especially today Mariella's family as they celebrate her life. We send the light to Lee and Charlene, to Arlene and Karina, to Louise. We take a deep breath and we send out our blessings to Don and family, to Andrea and family, to Sabrina, to April and Mason. We hold Chad in our prayers, Kathleen Balkan's family in our prayers, to Martha, to Bert and Larry, to Annie, to Mary and Alexander, and we speak the name of John, of Beth, of Nellie, Mike, Rick, Robert, and Joanne. And if anyone else has come to your mind, we also hold the Ukraine in our prayers, in our thoughts for peace. If anyone else comes to mind, speak their names now. And may these prayers be received with the energy with which they're given. And so we affirm our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
I invite you to stand as you are able, and if there's somebody whose hand you can hold consensually and comfortably and all that sort of stuff, I invite you to do that, but don't worry if it's not a thing that you feel like doing right now. Everybody's got our various places. That said, if you get a place where you can get over here, you. I've really missed human contact. I saw my niece who is like 11 the other day and noticed all of the adults in the group were hugging her a lot. It's because we thought that children were like, they couldn't resist us, they couldn't say no, right? We expect that we can hug each other. And I eventually did ask her permission, and she said no, she was into it. But it made me realize that COVID separated us a lot. And so if there is a time when you can comfort someone with a hand or a hug or something like that, it can sometimes have way more impact than you think it's going to have. Let's sing Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, let it begin with me. Shanti, Shanti, let it begin with me. If you like harmonies, do them. Shanti, Shanti, let it begin with me. Shanti, Shanti, let it begin with me. Shanti, Shanti, let it begin with me. Shanti, Shanti, let it begin with me.
Amen. Yes.